Hi, my name's Toby.
And I'm Dante.
Chances are, if you're a student in a New York City public school, you've heard this.
The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test.
The FitnessGram is an annual mandate of school districts across the country and around the world which measures the fitness of elementary, middle, and high school students. At the beginning of each school year, students complete tests involving sit-ups, push-ups, curl-ups, trunk lifts, sit-and reaches, and most famous of all, the pacer.
While most of these tests are self-explanatory, the pacer test is unique to the FitnessGram and involves running back and forth across a gym at a constantly increasing pace, running as long as possible until you can't make it across before the signal. The scores from all these tests are combined and sent home in the form of a fitness report card.
Since the FitnessGram is mandated and often, hated, it has become an icon in the culture of schools which complete it. Tons of memes have been made, as well as edits of the instruction tapes, and students from around the world have memorized the instructions for the pacer test.
The FitnessGram Pacer test
is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test
that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
On your mark, get ready, start. And then some weird music.
I don't remember it being very accurate, but I do have fun memories of it.
Personally, I compare it to The Myth of Sisyphus by Camus.
Today our goal is to find out who is the person that narrates the pacer test.
Dante and I sat down and got to work. We did our best to find out who the voice could be, but after hours of searching, all we had found were some rumors and dead ends. It seemed like nobody knew who the voice was, and if they did, they certainly didn't want to reveal it.
Eventually, we decided it would be best to reach out to the creators of the FitnessGram themselves, the Cooper Institute. Done.
Boom, skid, douche. Alright, we'll send this email and see what they respond.
Sounds good. So we just received the Holy Grail, the email that every filmmaker wants to read.
The email that ends all emails, one which says that they are interested in it.
Yes, so apparently the higher-ups of the higher-ups want to collaborate with us on this. So we're going to try to get the inside scoop on what's going on at the Cooper Institute.
Dante and I were ecstatic. Over the next week, we were in constant communication with the head of public relations at the Cooper Institute, and eventually, we decided to have a chat over the phone.
After school ended, we found a soundproof office and started to prepare for the call. Toby was freaking out and I was calm and collected, but we knew that this call would make or break the documentary.
This is Amber.
Hi, it's Dante and Toby. We're from the Beacon School. We emailed about filming a documentary.
Yeah. Alright, so I'll tell you a couple things. For starters, I don't know who the guy is. I'd have to do a little bit of research internally to find out.
Okay.
So I'll have to ask around and talk to some people who've been here a significant amount of time and find out who that guy is. They've been using that voice forever.
I know, it's very iconic.
It is, and it's changing. We've
Is
already
it?
redone the entire pacer test cadence.
Wow.
And we're piloting it with a school here in Frisco, RSD right now.
Oh, man.
And we are planning on launching it in, end of April. We're planning on launching the new one. It's a big collaboration with Hip Hop Public Health, so it's going to have a lot fresher. It's going to be completely different.
We had no idea it would be such a great time to make a pacer test documentary. All right, perfect. Thank you
so much.
Okay? All right. Bye.
All right, take care. Bye. Title: The voice of the FitnessGram pacer test is going away.
And soon enough, Amber came through for us. Just a few days later, we sat down to interview the mysterious, yet incredibly famous voice of the FitnessGram.
Are we doing this?
We're doing it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Yo.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello there. Do you hear me?
Yes,
Yep.
we do.
Okay, great.
There's the voice.
Hi, my name is Roger Francisco, and I'm the original voice of the PACER test And I'm currently retired from Human Kinetics after 20 years of being the audio services manager there. My professional life has been pretty circuitous. Kind of one thing leads to another. I started out coming to the University of Illinois in engineering. I was going to be an electrical engineer because I'd worked in a radio station during high school. In fact, I had to get a permit from the state to work there at age 14. So I got more interested because I was going to be a radio announcer back then. That was really cool. But I got really interested with the guys on the other side of the glass. As I came to the University of Illinois, I got a hook up with a fellow I'd worked with at the radio station, had transferred over to the university PBS station. Or it wasn't PBS then, it was called National Educational Television. And so I got a job running audio there for their programming. Somebody said, well, could you record some radio commercials? Well, sure, I guess so. I could do that and bring some people in. And then I just started doing, well, I'll go ahead and read some of this stuff. So I started recording lots of commercials, and because I had the studio, well, you could record a jingle. Okay, we can do that. And so that kind of led, and I just outgrew the house. And so I got a place to renovate, build a studio, and eventually built up into a multi-track studio there and recorded a lot of the groups from around here in Illinois. So I got a call from the local McDonald's store. Hey, come in and look at our advertising. Okay, I guess I could do that. So I went over there and ended up doing the whole regional McDonald's advertising, radio commercials, newspaper ads, even the Ronald McDonald appearances. From that, Human Kinetics became our number one client. That was our highest grossing client. So for about 5 years, 6 years, we were doing that. And Rainer Martin, who's the founder and owner of it, kept wanting us, well, why don't you guys come over here? He said, well, how much do you want? Wrote down that, okay. What kind of equipment do you need? Long list. Okay, come over here, go ahead and order it. And so we did. With Human Kinetics, it was just a pacer test, and it was just, I did that, and then it was out there. And then a couple of years ago, somebody put me on, and I'd never even looked about it. Hey, man, you're all over the internet. What are you talking about? So, haven't you seen the memes for the pacer test? What's a meme? I started looking at those, and it's amazing how many of those things are on there, mostly the SpongeBob SquarePants. I didn't really realize the impact until somebody told me to look at the memes. It's a project I did back then, put it together, and then went on to the next ones. And I knew that, my grandkids had run in, oh yeah, we had to do this at school. And as I mentioned, the other kids not believing my grandkids that was their grandpa reading the pacer test. But no, I have not tried to do the pacer test. I would have to slow it way down. The FitnessGram Pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slowly but gets faster each minute after you hear this signal. A single lap should be completed each time you hear this sound. Remember to run in a straight line and run as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start.
Shivers.
Yes! Oh my God, that was so exciting.
How long can you say up, down, for 20 minutes? I'm sorry if you're traumatized by the test. If I was just doing a job reading, it's not my fault. There must be a purpose for it, so try your best with it.
So you spoke with Amber, who's our contact at the Cooper Institute, and I wasn't sure if she was going to respond, but you had a phone call with her.
Yeah, a lot of new information. We were just talking. She goes, oh, by the way, yeah, like 5 more interviews we can do.
Dude, that's amazing. And she just kind of dropped this bomb.
Yeah, very casually, I might add. She's getting us, or trying to get us, some other interviews as well. This guy, Dr. Charles Sterling,
who's the so-called father of the Fitnessgram. She also mentioned this longtime board member of the Cooper Institute, Marilyn Meredith. Also, they've been partnering with Hip Hop Public Health. The CEO of that company, supposedly super excited to do an interview with us. We're kind of popular over there.
Oh my God.
So her name is Lori Benson.
Okay.
And she is actually the reason why we do the PACER test in New York City. So it's kind of a big deal.
This is kind of crazy because, like, we emailed them and we're like, they're probably not going to respond. And then they do respond and they want to have the phone call with us. And then she picks up and kind of just nonchalantly, drops like, yeah, we can do it. And we're like, she's not going to find anyone. And now here we are. We got 5 interviews ahead of us.
We had more interviews to conduct. So Dante and I sat down with Dr. Charles Sterling and Dr. Mary Lou Meredith, 2 figures who were instrumental in the creation and growth of the Fitnessgram, to learn more about the origins of the test.
My name is Charles Sterling. I am 75 years young, and people often comment that I was the father of Fitnessgram.
My name's Mary Lou Meredith, and I was the director of Fitnessgram for 30 some odd years.
Let me mention what was different back then in the old day. There wasn't a lot of priority given to physical education. Obesity in youth began to become obvious. And that happened about the same time as fast food stores began to open up. That's when we became very motivated and decided to get a team together and start talking about health-related fitness.
We kind of rode along on the coattails of the whole cultural shift in more of an emphasis on being active and exercising and being healthy and taking responsibility for your own health. And the focus on health-related fitness was really what separated us. I mean, all the other assessments were really focused on high-level performance.
That's what it used to be, is competing athletically with fellow students. And that's where we got away from that. And we got data and said, okay, if you can do the pacer or the mile run in this time, we scientists believe that you're in the healthy zone. You're healthy. Now, if you can't do that, you needs improvement. And that's what we would say, you needs improvement. So you're either in the healthy zone or you needs improvement. But it's not like, oh, I'm the fastest in the class. I'm so good. I'm going to be on the track team because I'm athletic.
We set the standards so that they were achievable by most students who were active on a regular basis. That really attracted me.
We hear from the adults saying, do you have something for us like this,
The main thing they need to learn from taking the Fitnessgram or from taking any fitness assessment is that they need to be active on a regular basis the rest of their life.
When you have your health, you can do a lot of things. Keep believing and keep health as a major priority in your life.
Now that we had met some of the incredible people behind the classic Fitnessgram, we interviewed Lori Benson, the CEO of Hip Hop Public Health, to learn more about the new, remixed version of the test.
Hi, my name is Lori Rose Benson, and I'm the Executive Director and CEO of Hip Hop Public Health. I also used to be the Executive Director of the Office of School Wellness Programs for the New York City Department of Education. I've always wanted to have a little bit of a different soundtrack from 20 years ago. And so to see this come to fruition has just been so much fun.
So, what does everyone think about this new cadence?
I will start this pacer test track for you guys so y'all can have a listen to it and see what y'all think.
It's now time to assess aerobic capacity with the Fitnessgram 20-meter pacer test.
So who's ready to get active? The goal is to complete as many laps as possible by running across the line before you hear each sound.
The running speed will slowly go faster each time you hear this signal.
There's a catch, though.
The lap doesn't count if your body doesn't cross the line before you hear this sound.
Do your best.
Have fun.
Are you ready?
Get set.
Go!
Fitness and fun. We're going to concentrate on the 2 F's.
Okay.
Fitness and fun.
Yeah.
Why not?
1. And here we go.
I can see the demographic for that exactly. So, yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
The beat of that music is very strong.
Makes me want to put my shoes on.
I think right now there's like a great opportunity to reimagine and reinvent, right? And I think the more positive associations we can have with physical activity, the more people will embrace physical activity in their lives when they're not in school, right? And so I'm really excited to hear what young people have to say about the new Pacer remix.
The Fitnessgram is an icon of pop culture, and while it may be changing, it will never lose its significance in the lives of the students who completed it throughout their childhoods.
The Fitnessgram is poised to see a new wave of interest with its updated tracks and increased availability, and we were so incredibly lucky to be some of the first students to see these changes. Who knows, maybe a new wave of memes and edits are on their way. We'll just have to wait and see.